So, Kieren, we've now been in the midst of a hugely important Windows refresh cycle for a while, and we're just 5 months out from Microsoft's end of support deadline for Windows 10. I think it's fair to say there have been some challenges along the way. How has the progress been, and what's the outlook for the next few quarters?
Great question. So, despite the difficult macro environment, we're still expecting the end of support for Windows 10 to drive a refresh cycle, leading the overall PC market to 4% growth this year and a further 2% in 2026. Looking back over the last 12 months, the number of PCs running Windows 11 has nearly doubled, and it's now the OS for 44% of Windows PCs globally. The transition is happening slightly quicker in the commercial PC space. We recently ran a survey of channel partners on Candifero and found that around 60% of commercial PCs are now on Windows 11. So the momentum is very real, but we're only around halfway through this journey. There's still hundreds of millions of PCs that will need to be refreshed, otherwise be at risk. Some of the biggest risks are small and medium businesses not refreshing quick enough, or churn in the consumer segment from users who are deciding to throw out their old PC without buying a new one.
Right, and on that second risk, I know we recently released a report urging reduced complexity for consumers in the PC purchasing decision. Can you give us some of the key takeaways that can help PC players inform their strategies moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. So on this survey, we asked users, why haven't you updated to Windows 11 yet? Two-thirds of them responded that they either don't see the need to upgrade or they don't even know what version of Windows they're using. We find that consumers aren't ignoring the market. They just feel paralyzed by a buying journey that doesn't connect with or articulate their needs. We suggest three things. Firstly, replace gigahertz and gigabyte jargon with plain language benefits like all-day battery life. Second, the consumer buying journey is omni-channel. Many buyers often start researching online, but then will purchase in store. If the digital and storefront experiences are inconsistent, then decision paralysis can set in. Finally, some of the biggest anxieties for less tech-savvy users is a disruption from a transition. We suggest that retailers provide a white glove transition services to aid this cohort of users. These are all incredibly important friction points to smooth out as things are getting even more complex with AI PCs. Although it seems like some of the hype has died down a little bit this year compared to last, Ishan, what do you attribute this to?
Yeah, I think it feels that way because of two gaps between hardware and software and between expectation and reality. So in 2024, 17% of PCs shipped were AI capable, meaning they had an NPU. And we forecast this to ramp up to around 80% by the end of the decade. However, right now, the presence of an NPU in and of itself is not a strong driver in the purchasing decision. So firstly, for end users, their biggest frustrations are still slow performance and poor battery life. For ITDMs, it's more about manageability and compatibility. So AI PCs do actually help alleviate both sets of issues, but the messaging hasn't hit the mark. There's been too much focus on tops and generative AI use cases that just don't have stickiness. Second, AI PCs last year had a price premium and actually did not always justify this with value. So urging customers to future-proof only has so much power, and the need for evidence of ROI is really increasingly critical. So thankfully, AI capability is now starting to filter down into mid-range PCs.
It seems like the industry has some real challenges that it needs to work through, but despite all of that, we still believe that the promise of on-device AI has the potential to catalyze the importance of the PC. How can vendors ensure that they deliver on this?
Yeah, what we're seeing now is definitely an evolution from broad early stage excitement to more targeted value driven adoption. So once the software ecosystem matures, we anticipate another surge in momentum, which will position AI as a foundational part of every PC. But the industry does have to take some action here. So three things that we think should be focused on are one, software that matters. This could be preloading compelling AI tools that improve meetings, information processing, multimedia experiences, and more. This will require deep partnerships, not just with ISVs, but also the enterprise customers to support domain-specific models. The second is partner enablement. Channels are crucial to the PC market, so giving them the ROI tools, finance bundles, marketing support, and even just training will really help them to sell outcome-based value and not just specs. Finally, I think a big theme has been clear messaging, anchoring the value of the AI PC in productivity, privacy, and ease of management, and also just focusing on the fact that it's a better overall user experience. This will help demonstrate how users can kind of leverage AI for faster, more secure work and also just better performance and power efficiency.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for. But if you'd like to hear more, please get in touch.